Okay. So while we know that everyone is excited and energized and engaged in the new bishop election, the work of congregational growth and church growth goes on. And it's going to go on all year, even with all the excitement going on with the transition. So uh, we will be launching, for those of you who have been involved in Way of St. Paul before, we are launching the fourth season of the Way of St. Paul. It launches on January 7th. And registration is now open. And I will give you the link for that after I'm finished talking here. It's so good to see on the screen. So many of you have been involved in Way of St. Paul in years past, and we've taken all the information and all the learning that we did for the first 3 years, put it in and redesigned for season 4. The theme for the year coming up is Lives Transformed. St. Paul had an experience with Jesus on the road and changed his life forever. And so we want to follow that idea that how our lives are changed by engaging him changes how we think and act and believe in our lives as we go forward. So for some who have never heard of Way of St. Paul, just a quick update and a reminder and a little bit how it's different this time. Way of St. Paul is a new small group program. Some of you may have heard of small groups in other churches that are growing rapidly. Small groups are really important for church growth. But if you try to find a small group program out there, it will probably be from a church that feels a little different than what you're used to and might not fit at all. So we designed this small group program for Episcopal churches in this diocese, and we designed it here in this diocese as well. So the basic idea of Way of St. Paul is that the church will grow when the people in it are growing spiritually. Spiritual growth, personal growth precedes congregational growth. It's a highly resourced small group program where we have clergy, clergy support, clergy coaching, team coaching, and individual coaching. We have specialized worship that's coming up and plenary sessions. And unlike years past, Way of St. Paul is now free for all Diocese of New Jersey congregations. The date is going to be the 7th of January. We had talked about doing something on the 6th as well. We will not be doing that. It was just too much for people to try to get into their schedules. So we're going to put everything in for a day long on Saturday the 7th. It'll happen at Trinity Princeton and on Zoom, fully hybrid. Here's what you'll get for the day. From the day, when you come and be part of it, you're going to experience the new small group format for yourself. So you're going to get to see exactly what it's like because you're going to form a group and you're going to have the experience. You'll see how the group can strengthen your congregation's core and your ability to grow. You know, St. Paul used a lot of language about faith like being the journey or the work of an athlete. And our congregations, we want to strengthen the core of the congregation, and that strength means that everything else gets better. Everything else the things that you get more effective. So you'll get that. You'll learn how to support each other in 5 areas where we are called to live and love like Jesus. And you'll experience the Forge worship that night. Kara Slade, who is our diocesan, our canon theologian, has been working extensively with me on this. Micah Cronin, some of you know him, he'll be preaching. Rachel Tyler, another newly ordained transitional deacon, she will be our music director. Angie Sapola, who some of you know from Trinity Moorestown, their youth minister, is working on it as well. And many others are working on that worship service for that night. The schedule for the day, when you come spend the time with us, 9:30 a.m. This is at Trinity Princeton. We'll gather and have sign-ins. We will certainly have fresh pastries and coffee and things like that. 10 a.m. sharp, Way of St. Paul gatherings start on time. We like to respect everybody's schedules. Everybody who gets there on time by starting on time. There'll be a brief welcome and a little bit about the core principles. How does this help you grow? How will this help your church grow? And then in the morning, as I said, you'll have your first Way Team small group experience. We'll have the experience and then we'll debrief a little bit together. Lunch will be free. We'll have box lunches catered in. So when you register, you'll let us know what you want, and that'll be free. In the afternoon, we're going to have a big, very interactive experience. We won't have you sitting around listening to people drone for any time. What we'll do is we're going to have set up in the parish hall stations of discipleship, 5 stations of discipleship, where you will go with a partner from each one to think about how you can grow in your own life of living and loving like Jesus. Where are the areas you're being called to work with, and how can you help someone else do that? So that'll happen. 5 o'clock, we'll have the forge, and at 6:30, we will send everybody out. So Way of St. Paul, season 4. I will put this whole little slideshow in the chat in a minute or two. Registration is now open, and we really look forward to seeing you. And if you've been in Way of St. Paul in the past, definitely come and take a look. You're going to see some things you recognize and some new things that are exciting. And if you've never heard of it, just know that it's the basis, it's the flagship program for church growth. And you can sign up as an individual now. We used to you had in earlier seasons, you had to be part of a team. If you're interested in growing in your ability to live and love Jesus and help others to do so, you are welcome to join Way of St. Paul as an individual. We will group you up with other folks who have similar interests, but you don't have to start that way. One last thing. We hope you'll come and see this because unlike seasons past, we're not starting at a certain time and ending at a certain time. If you want to launch this small group program in your congregation, you can do it at Lent. You can do it during Easter. You can do it for the summer. You can do it for a short period of time and see how you like it. The basic idea is to get the information and experience into your hands so you can see how this powerful tool can work to help you grow. And best of all, it's an investment in congregations here, so it's free for you all. So we're going to have a great time. Come and see us on the 7th of January. That's all I got, Bishop.
That's